Maybe you can explain why I was cut out of all the other movies we did together.
What?
Do you remember St. Elmo's Fire?
Oh, God, you know.
Thank God my mother was there to take pictures because
Let's see.
I don't know why.
This monkey, oh, there's a big monkey too.
All right.
I see trouble coming. I see those things hitting that mic over and over again. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll see.
I might be very skilled, though, with my pearls.
Really? All right.
Watch.
If you just don't move at all. You look great, though.
Thank you so much.
Let's talk about the movie that you cut me out
No, but first,
of.
we just say I feel so bad about you being cut out of our movie that we did so long ago. I do. I've carried huge guilt. And
My first movie.
it was her. And now, believe me, I'm sure that they're really sorry.
Yes. Yeah.
And she was great in the movie.
It's called The Seventh Sign.
Yes.
I'm not in it, so if you're my fan, don't see. If you like her, then you should see it. But
well, and I just, thought about coming on. It's been a long time. You've been, trying to get me to come on, and we.
Maybe you can explain why I was cut out of all the other movies we did together.
What?
Do you remember St. Elmo's Fire?
Oh, God,
Thank God my mother was there to take pictures because
Let's see.
I don't know why. All right? Look at that ghost.
You see.
You cut me out a ghost. Remember? G.I. Jane.
Let's see. That one.
I went to a lot of trouble.
And it's key. Do you see she has good head shape? It's very important when you shave your head.
I know you were really lucky.
Yeah.
And what I do for you to be in a movie with you, striptease, I don't know why. I've forgiven you. When Ashton was here, I gave you all an anniversary gift.
Fantastic anniversary gift because it was our first, which is paper. And we got 2 gorgeous rolls of toilet paper.
Yes.
And which I have up on a shelf that I stare at every day.
Really?
Yes, I do, in a place of honor.
I'm so glad. Well,
Ellen.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, it does.
And next year, whatever that is, I'll give you something. It'll go next
Right
to
up
toilet
to it.
paper, whatever that is. Do you know what the second year is?
I don't. Who
All
knows?
right. And so because I like to try to get you stuff that you need. Or
Well, this I do need.
But you haven't
Toilet
used
paper.
it.
No. I'd have to, you know why? Because I'd have to try to figure out how to get to the roll back to front. So I didn't use my special embroidered Ellen. Because that would be really sacrilege.
I love that.
Wiping with that, couldn't do it.
Are you? I have so many areas, but I'm going to go this way.
Okay.
You and Ashton bought guns, is that right? You're shooting
Well,
guns
we did,
now?
from when we were doing Mr. Brooks, one of the key parts of, playing someone in law enforcement is you carry a weapon.
Hold it.
So we did get out there and shoot. And, it's important because I think as a couple, you have to find things you can do together.
Right.
So shooting guns, and that was an excellent way of getting closer.
Yeah, well, and to keep somebody in line, too.
Yeah, it works because,
Because you're better, right?
on most occasions.
Really? Of everything you're saying?
Not in everything.
But at guns.
But it perhaps this.
Yeah. Y'all are a cute couple, I'll say that. And these pictures in Vanity Fair that Annie Leibovitz took, I love these pictures. They're amazing.
Sweet.
And you and Ashton and Bruce.
Yay.
And explain to people out there who are trying to figure out, because I'm sure there are a lot of families that share children and would like to. How was it easy from the beginning, or was it?
You know what? Look, it's not something that's automatic. It's not easy. I think it takes a mutual desire, and certainly to put your children first. And the bottom line, and really the truth is, it is much harder to hold the anger and be operating from that place than it is out of a place of joy and celebrating the love, not the loss.
It's easy to say, but I mean, it's like you're hanging out with I don't know. And Bruce is a strong guy. And so I just think that's amazing.
But he's also hilarious, fun to be around. He truly is one of Ashton's favorite people.
Yeah, you see that. You can see that they really genuinely like each other. But I just think that's amazing that y'all have such a integrated family like that. And that you're
I have to. it's not something I can take credit for alone, because without each of them making the effort for us to be able to do that, it wouldn't work. And it really does require everybody to come together, and they both, it works.
It's cool.
It's a lot.
But I told Ashton when he was here, I could see how, because I think there's a lot of similarities in the two of them.
And we all own guns.
Yeah. Really? Is that what it is? All right, we take a break, and then we're gonna talk about if you're pregnant or not, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do I look fat?
I saw a picture of a bump in
Really?
a magazine. And when they say bump, you know
Yeah,
what-
and if they say it.
We'll be right back. Back with Demi Moore. All right, so I don't know. I don't pay attention to a lot of it, but I hear people say, oh, there's a lot of rumors that you're pregnant, you're trying to get pregnant, you are, you're not, or do you want to talk about that?
Well, I look at it and I think, gosh, maybe I need to get to the gym, am I looking fat? Or they just said, is there a bump or is it a bad dress?
That's horrible, isn't it?
It's rough, but you know what? I have to encourage them, because I feel like one of these days they're gonna get it right. And they're really trying. You have to think of it, I feel like they're almost like the kindergartners, where you don't want to put them down and say, God, you really blew it. You're not right, you're not right.
Right.
Because I think one of these days, they always do seem, if they keep up.
One day you're gonna say I'm pregnant, and they're like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Now, so that means that you are trying, you want to get pregnant.
I think it would be wonderful. Look, what wonderful.
Yes.
But I can't say that I'm unhappy at having the time that we've had just with each other.
Yeah.
I mean, as it is, we already have 3.
Right.
That's full time already.
Right. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of work, but you still would start over again, have a brand new little baby.
Definitely.
And probably encourage maybe a boy to come along.
I would be good with either. I really.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's great.
Why not?
Now, would you adopt?
It's worked for me.
Yeah. No, you're a good mother.
It's
They're
worked
good
for me.
kids.
They are
They're
good
all
girls.
amazing
They
kids.
are.
Now, so you lived in Montana, or do you still live there?
Idaho.
Well,
It's
whatever.
close.
It's close.
Mountains.
No wonder I've never been able to find your house. Driving around. She's got to be in one of these mountains. But you live there and here.
Yep.
And how are the kids with like tabloids and all that stuff?
I think in a certain way they've grown up with it. I think it's becoming focused on them directly. It's sometimes difficult. It's difficult to have every little thing you do criticized. It's difficult for us, let alone to be a kid. But one of the things that we made a rule a while ago is we don't allow them in the house. We don't allow any of the tabloids.
The kids?
Yeah. Sometimes the kids. We leave them outside with the dogs.
That's smart.
We don't allow the tabloids in the house. And then, of course, it's like not letting them have candy. So they get to the hair salon or the nail salon. It's like crack.
Yeah.
They're looking through. God, can you believe?
You never look at it?
I don't.
See, I say that. I don't ever buy them. But then I see one and I'm curious, and it is. You just you want to look at it, and I know better.
No, I can get there. If I'm on an airplane and then somebody's got it, I feel the same kind of, compulsion, but I really do try.
To find out, and none of that stuff is true,
It's true.
then you still read it.
Well, hopefully there's some nice pictures.
Yeah, that's what it is more. We just want to see pictures. That's what it is, right?
Yeah, but now they're trying to get pictures of you picking your nose, picking your butt,
They're just like
Come
us.
on.
Yeah. Those things, they're just like us. It's insane.
The bathroom, though, is really where I've kind of, called the limit. You go to the bathroom, hey, can I get your picture? You got the camera from
Oh, has that happened?
Yeah.
I've had people.
Or can I shake your hand? Can I get a picture? I said,
Right.
Can I wash?
Yeah, I've had people pass stuff under the door for an autograph, actually. I'm in the
That's
stall.
polite, though.
Yeah.
That's at least polite.
I know, they didn't just open the door and hand it to me.
Yes, that's polite.
So rumor, when I was doing the work on this today, the producing, I was like, this is crazy that rumor is 18, is that right?
18.
God,
18 and a half.
I can remember when she was a little tiny baby in the trailer when I went to go see her. I can't believe.
You used to say, has she said her first words? Ellen.
Yeah.
Ellen.
That's what I was trying to teach her first.
Ellen.
She did. That was one of her first words, though. It's a shame. But she's really, I can't believe. And what's she into now? What does she want to do?
She has a beautiful voice, beautiful singing voice, and I think she's just she may follow in this path some way. I've got one going to school in France, the 15-year-old, and
Scout?
yeah.
And Tallulah, what's she doing?
She's in 7th grade.
Yeah.
She's being a 7th grader, and
God, she's hilarious. That's a kind of an older
Yep.
picture, right? But Tallulah was just hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
That party, that you had a birthday party, that she was hilarious. She's very special. All right, we're going to come back. We're going to talk about Mr. Brooks, the movie, and we're going to talk about your new obsession that I want to learn about.
Oh, yes.
I really do. All right, we'll be right back. That's Demi Moore and Mr. Brooks with Kevin Costner and William Hurt and
Dane Cook.
And Dane Cook. It's a great cast, and it's a very
Well, it's a really, really, it's a very creepy film, really terrifying, because I think, well, one, just the idea of Kevin Costner playing the serial killer, who's also the man of the year, upstanding citizen of his community. You know, he's really our biggest fear, which is that, you know, he's our neighbor with the bodies in the basement. Mm-hmm. And he, on top of it, is a serial killer with a conscience.
Mm-hmm. He's a nice guy with his family.
Yes.
And with a lot of people. Then he's just got this one little side of him that has a problem.
He's got a little problem. He's got a little problem that he's trying to work out by going to AA.
He's trying.
He's trying to work out his addiction.
Right, right. He doesn't tell people in AA that that's the problem.
No, he just says, I'm an addict.
Yeah,
that's
right,
enough, right? He doesn't say that he's...
He doesn't say, I'm addicted to killing, but it's
No.
It's good. It's really, it's scary, and it also, I think it takes a big turn in the middle of the movie. I won't say what, because it gives away what happens, but
okay.
It's good. It's really good.
I think people will like it, and it's definitely, I think it does keep you...
guessing.
Guessing.
All right. I just guessed that. So, all right, tell me about the obsession, because
Okay, because speaking of addictions, this truly is an absolute addiction. It's Mexican trained dominoes. Okay, so you've got some players out there. So
what's the difference between dominoes and that?
All right, Mexican train goes up to double 12, and only 8 people can play. And it's basically a numbers matching game, but it requires a lot of strategy. And this is one area where I can say unequivocally, Ashton is the absolute best.
Really?
He kills us all. I would say 99% of the games we play, he wins because it's very mathematical. So he sits there in that annoying fashion counting. But somehow, even when he's losing, wins.
And did you learn at the same time?
We learned at the same time. That has had no relevance.
Wow.
To my skill. And we play by the Salma Hayek rules. And so...
What is that?
They're just whatever she says.
Oh, I see.
Well, she's Mexican. She taught us the game, her rules.
What if someone owned a train? That's in the title also.
Yes, Mexican train.
Yes.
So you get a train, and, well, as a matter of fact, I have, one for you to have a little practice.
Really?
Yes.
I'm so excited.
It's the in-between set until we can get one monogrammed for you to give back with the Ellen, like my toilet paper.
I would like that. Thank you. But I like the game. I'm interested. I'm going to learn how to play it, and then I would like to
But it's an absolute addiction. We'll bring you over.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
You are. That's beautiful. You look like you actually called to see what color flowers we had.
I did, and I'm even matching the seats.
You look fantastic. And
I've always wanted to blend into the upholstery.
Well, you don't. You don't really fall into it completely. We can see you. It's all right. Some people wear the exact same color, and it's just a head talking, and it's sad.
Happy anniversary. One day.
Yeah, thanks. It's really exciting. They said it wouldn't last. Wait, let's talk about Super Bowl, because you went, right? You and Ashton went?
Yes. Amazing.
Right, who were you for?
Well, it was hard not to be for the Saints, because I feel like not only was it about New Orleans, in a way it was kind of an uplift for our entire nation.
Exactly.
And so,
but who were you for?
I was for football. It was Ashton's birthday.
Yeah.
So that was.
So Ashton was for the Colts?
No.
He was for the Saints.
Yes.
Well, you had to be for one of them.
Look, we were for the Saints.
Yeah.
But you have to love Peyton Manning.
Yeah, of course.
You do.
Now, Drew Brees, who is going to be here tomorrow, Drew is the quarterback from the Saints, will be here tomorrow. And, I mean, come on. How great was that game, though?
Incredible game. Incredible game, except it was freezing.
Was it?
It was in Miami. Freezing.
My mother was there. She didn't tell me anything about it being cold.
Is she having hot flashes?
No, not still. I think those are gone.
I'm loving this fire, by the way.
I'm glad.
Feeling
so
it.
you took, was that for Ashton's birthday?
That was his birthday gift. He said, all I want is to go to the Super Bowl, so that's what we did.
Oh, man. And you were coming from Saturday Night Live. He had hosted that right before.
Yeah, so we pulled an all-nighter. He hosted, and... He looks good in leopard.
That's lovely. Now, were you nervous for him? Were you there? Obviously, you were there.
I was there.
Were you nervous?
Yeah, I always get nervous, but he loves it, and he does a great job.
Yeah.
I didn't know about the leopard until I was there. Yeah.
He's hilarious, and he's just made for a show like that.
Yeah.
And so now he's huge on Twitter, and you're huge on Twitter because of him. Is that why? Did he get you into this?
He encouraged me to do it. He said, "Don't censor it," because I didn't want to do Facebook or personal.
Do you do Facebook?
I do. I do have like not a personal page either.
Right.
I have a fan page.
But you take pictures. There's one with you have no tooth. You were at the. What's that? You're at the dentist?
I am at the dentist.
What's happening to your tooth? Why did you
Thank God for modern dentistry.
What's wrong with your tooth?
I actually had a bad bite and knocked my own front tooth out, which it fell out into my hand, and I just thought my warranty was up. That was it. And I called out and said, "Baby, my tooth has fallen out of my head." And so
Wait, it's your real tooth? It's not even a cap or anything?
it wasn't, but now it is. I literally knocked my own tooth out.
I've never heard of such a thing. I have to ask, what were you doing that you knocked your own tooth out?
Just like holding my teeth.
Were
I
you
was maybe a little too tense.
Were you sleeping?
No, I was
You were just-
waking, about to put a piece of gum in my mouth, which I usually
you shouldn't
keep in
chew
there.
gum if
I
you're-
have it in right now. And I was sitting at my desk, and I felt something drop, and I caught it and looked down, and there was my tooth. So at the dentist, I figured it was something I should share.
Well, you're right. And now we have the whole background story.
There it
and
is.
then there's other pictures. I don't know if we're going to show those other pictures.
I haven't
But
talked
they've,
too long.
acupuncture. What are you getting acupuncture for?
I think I was fighting a cold and went in and...
And they do it in the stomach for a cold?
Yeah, I had it everywhere. Face, sinuses.
You're going to the wrong person if they're putting for a cold in your stomach. That's not...
Gotta clean those intestines, you know.
Yeah.
You're doing a cleanse.
Right, but you can do it without... Now Ashton took that of you.
Yes.
And then he just sent it out?
He did send that out, and if you notice, there's a suit hanging, and the reason I'm bent over is I'm trying to get the steamer in shape to actually steam his suit.
Right. Did you care that he did that?
I just was only happy that it looked good.
Yeah. Sure.
Because if he didn't, he would have been in big trouble.
He wouldn't send it out if it didn't look good.
No, that's the advantage of posting your own humiliating photos as opposed to having somebody else do it.
And so let's talk about the Pepsi Refresh project. This is something you're involved with. What is that?
So try to not make it too long-winded. Pepsi, instead of doing Super Bowl, they are going to give away $20 million in grants until the end of the year. So if anybody has an idea of something they feel that will refresh the world, you can go and submit it. And every month, they're going to give 32 grants until the end of the year. And so I kicked it off with a competition, a friendly one with Kevin Bacon. And Ash and I are... we launched a foundation called the DNA Foundation to end slavery and trafficking. And so my idea for Refresh was to go to a group called GEMS, which is starting right here in America to end slavery. And
That's great. That's really great.
so vote for me on the Facebook so I can beat Kevin Bacon.
All right. But they're giving grants away for good ideas, basically?
Any good idea in 6 different areas that
Did you see my candy I came up with?
I like that. I actually wanted to borrow that.
All right.
I'll go and I'll tweet it out. I'll pitch it.
The hummus ring and the radish?
The radish.
It's good. All right, we have to take a break, and I'm going to confront you on something that I just found out about, that you're a hoarder. And I want to talk about what you hoard.
Like stuff.
Okay, we'll be back. Seems dangerous. That's Demi Moore in Happy Tears and Parker Posey, right?
Parker Posey and Rip Torn.
So let's talk about, do you watch the show Hoarders?
I'm a big fan of Hoarders.
I am too.
Everybody,
I am too.
like,
I always wonder
I'm
if
obsessed.
Hoarders watch Hoarders and recognize themselves, or if they're piling through things going, what about those people? Like
I think we look at it and say, I'm not that bad.
Yeah. But you are that bad, aren't you? What do you collect?
I have some like little Victorian doodads and quilts. Clearly, I have also collected dolls, but I have a monkey collection because it's very difficult to find monkeys with
We
a
have
good face.
pictures of the monkeys that you have.
Yeah,
That's a cute monkey. That's an old monkey.
That's like
That's a
what
really
my
old-
first monkey looked like.
And then there's another monkey.
Yes.
Uh-huh. And then there's another monkey head. Wearing a monkey head. So I have gifts for you because I knew you like monkeys, all right? So the first monkey I have is this, and it tells you it's a monkey just in case you don't know.
I
All
love
right?
it.
All right, here's another monkey right here.
Where do I
right.
put my monkeys?
All right, this monkey, oh, there's a big monkey too.
All right, if the next person who sits here finds the seat a little wet, they'll know.
Oh, we got you. Oh, we got you. You have to watch. This monkey, oh, there's a big monkey too. Let's talk about your fragrance called Wanted.
Yes.
And tell us about Wanted.
What I love about the whole idea of, is that I think we all want to feel wanted.
There's a little tiny taste of perfume left in there.
It's like multi-purpose.
They were supposed to clean it out, but they didn't.
So sorry.
It tastes kind of perfumey. It's good.
But I love doing this, and I actually, for Valentine's Day, one of the things Ash and I, we're going to give to the girls from Gems who I mentioned as our Valentines, so that they feel wanted without having to do anything to be loved.
That's fantastic.
And I wanted to make sure that because I know you're kicking off Valentine's Day,
Yes.
that I have a little something for you, and I've been carrying it around. But where
What
is
is
our
it?
Andy? I
right.
love this. Just because I wanted to make sure that you
Great. That's great.
really felt wanted.
I feel so wanted now. That's great. Thank you so much. That I'll go through that in a week.
Well, I figured you could share.
All right.
And that's what's
Nope,
great.
I won't share it.
And
well, we will share it because she brought enough for everybody in the audience. All right. Happy Tears. Happy Tears opens in select theaters next Friday. We'll be back. Demi Moore. Hello.
Hey.
It's good to see you.
Nice to be here.
Haven't seen you in a while. Saw you on a dance floor, like passing.
Yes.
Yep.
That was a good night.
It was a good night. I saw you and we said, oh, let's catch up and talk. And then I think I left right after that. Did you stay late?
No, I left before you.
Oh, really?
Yes.
How do you know that? I mean, I never stay out late for those things, and that was a late party.
It was for me.
Yeah.
Super late.
Yeah. All right, so first of all, you're on the cover of Bazaar magazine, naked. And did you think if you wore a big hat, nobody would notice that you were naked? What's the hat, and what was that choice?
It was an amazing hat. That was a suggested wardrobe. So
But like if a big gust of wind came along, you would take off.
it'd kind of be like the flying nun.
Yes,
But
flying naked nun.
Yes.
Yeah, and I understand, I heard you talk about this, that you would do this, but you didn't want to get any kind of retouching or anything. So this is like you.
I mean, I felt like it was important that it be real. I mean, I felt like it was really brave that Glenda Bailey was putting a woman almost 57 years old on the cover of a fashion and beauty magazine. And when she suggested that I do one with just a hat, I just said that's the only way to do it, though.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, because if you're not going to wear a hat, then it's,
Yes, exactly.
you're not going to do it. Yeah. All right, let's get into the book because
Okay.
there's a lot of sharing in this book, a whole lot of sharing. Are you nervous for? I mean, you wrote it, and you knew it was going out there, but you talk about a lot of different things, not just your childhood, which was pretty messed up, but you talk about your relationship with Bruce, your relationship with Ashton. Are you nervous?
In a way, I'm nervous for anyone who is in there, from a point of view of feeling sensitive, and putting myself in their place. But overall, no. I feel so good about the point of view, which for me, I have no interest in blaming or villainizing anyone. The journey in the book is about overcoming, and in a sense, this is my story, my point of view. If anyone else in the book, including my daughters, if they see things differently, and in some cases they did, they had some things that they had sensitivity to, because it being my story didn't always allow for the context of, say, things that created the pain they had, of when they weren't speaking to me, for me to share. It was truly honest about what my experience was.
It was coming from where you were, and them not talking to you. Okay, so you talk about Ashton. Have you talked to Ashton?
I have.
Before this came out?
Yes.
So you talk, and it's you know, I am friends with Ashton. I am friends with you, and I read this book, and like you say, it's your experience, but you talk about that he was not faithful to you, that he had affairs. And then you talk about that he kind of instigated you having threesomes.
And I don't think it should be implied that he instigated. I think it was, and again, in trying to keep the perspective on my story, he expressed something that was of a fantasy, and it was in my efforts to want to please. And be what I thought he wanted.
Right.
Yeah.
So you just, and even though the infidelity, and even though these things that you loved him, you wanted to keep the relationship going, and you just tried to keep it going in that way.
Yeah, I think that is it.
Right.
I think, you know, it was a misguided sense of not really wanting to look maybe at the harder question, or maybe the what was really missing, or in my case, because I really felt like I had created an addiction to him, that I was that my codependency, in a way, I'd never had before. I'd never had that kind of attachment.
Yeah. I think a lot of people in relationships can understand that, trying to keep something going and just ignoring, like you said, the deeper issue, and just saying, well, if I do this. All right, we're going to take a break, and then we'll talk about your wonderful relationship with Bruce and your children. We'll be back. We're back with Demi Moore, and she has a new book called Inside Out, and you talk about your relationship with Bruce Willis, and how you are still you remain friends to this day.
We are.
Yeah, which is really obviously important because of the children.
Yeah, and I think, I'm really grateful for, rolling all the way back. It's been a long time since we separated, that we were both able to be clear that our children were our priority, and that whatever we had was not theirs, and find a way to share it and be a family in a different form. And even though it can require just some healing and time, I think it's made a huge difference in my children's life.
Yeah,
to feel
I think
that
if people
didn't
can
have
do
to
it.
choose.
Yeah, it's a hard thing. I think it's not easy for everybody to do that, to have a relationship with your ex. But I think if you can do that, obviously it's the healthiest thing for everybody. I was at your wedding with Bruce, and it was and you describe it in the book, and it was the greatest wedding I have ever been to. And I mean, just from everyone singing when he was, Bruno's getting married, walking down the aisle, and that little Richard married y'all. It was amazing. It was a huge spectacle of a wedding.
And it was on 2 sound stages on this very lot. You cannot get more Hollywood than that.
Yeah. It was fantastic. So I have to ask, are you dating anyone right now?
No.
No.
By choice.
Yeah. Would you go on an app, like a dating app?
Oh my God.
They have those for like celebrities now.
No.
Yeah.
You mean the one that's called like Raya? No. What is it called?
Oh, see, you know it. Don't act like you don't know what it
I
is.
don't know.
I didn't even
I
know
have
that.
children that are like, adults,
right.
so I get filled in a little.
Right.
No, I have 7 dogs. I mean,
Yeah. I think that's illegal, but we'll edit that out.
Yes.
7 dogs.
You know, they're rescues. You got a rescue. You got a new one.
I know, I do. Yeah.
Look at my crew. Oh.
You probably had more, and some fell off that balcony. All right, so let's talk about the book. Really, as I said during the break, it's really well written. It's beautifully written, and your story is really interesting. You've had an interesting life, but what do you hope people walk away with when they read this book?
I mean, I think, you know, setting out, I felt like, okay, is there anything that would be of interest to anyone? And then I realized, you know, it is my story, but maybe, and I say this in the book, maybe some part of that is yours too. And, you know, in my own journey, what I've realized is that what's happened to me isn't who I am. And the things I've done, whether I've been proud or have felt guilt and shame, are not who I am. They are just things I've done, and I can now see that how I hold it, though, is everything. And I hope that in, you know, if for anyone reading it, that they can recognize some part of themselves that doesn't feel love, and start to see that we are love. Everything that we are love.
Yep. Only thing that's real. Demi's book is called Inside Out. It's available today everywhere books are sold, and today you're all going home with a copy, and we'll be back.